like more than 50% of the revenue comes from our online courses. Our Evergreen course is 1,000, option to upgrade to the 5,000 a year thing. 200 students in it so far.
Productivity is a very large total addressable market, right? That's $5 million.
So that's what we're working on.
What's the business model look like right now? You've got courses, you've got a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, so fundamentally, it's we make lots of content, and I think of it as the 99-1-1 rule. So 99% of our content is free, 1% of our stuff is paid for the 1% of the audience who can afford it. And so like more than 50% of the revenue comes from our online courses. And so we now have this product, our part-time YouTuber accelerator, which is like a $5,000 for a year thing.
So how's that structured? So $5,000 for the year, like what are you giving them?
So, okay, so our Evergreen course is 1,000, and then we've got this option to upgrade to the 5,000 a year thing. Essentially what they get for that is the Evergreen course. But every week they can hop on office hours with every member of my team. So I've got 13 people in my team. I think 10 of them do weekly office hours.
Yeah.
So every day there's like 2 sessions that they can hop on just to ask anything they want.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. They get a monthly Q&A with me. They get feedback on their videos every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we've hired a bunch of people and trained them to give feedback on videos. Yeah. They get channel audits. So that was annoying. That was really annoying to fulfill.
No more of that, right?
No more of that. Yeah. So we've just done. We have like a Slack group where they can ask anything and the team will get back to them. And so everyone in the team spends 10-15 minutes a day in the Slack channel just for this community where we answer people's questions. And so it's pretty good service for $5K for the year for someone who wants to take their YouTube channel
How much
seriously.
does that bring in a year?
We have 200 students in it so far, but we sold a lot through the final cohort of the course. So each month we get like somewhere between 10 and 20 sales. But we don't try too hard to plug it. So this is something we're trying to improve on. We're through actually running paid ads as of like 2 weeks ago.
Productivity is a very large TAM, it's total addressable market, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have 20,000 people paying you $250 a month, that's $5 million. You're selling one-time courses here.
So that's what we're working on. So we're going to make our productivity course. It's probably going to be about $299 or $297 with maybe a higher ticket one-on-one coaching on the back end.
Yep, got it. And you said you hate live cohorts. Why?
So a standard online course, I think a MOOC is what they're called, MOOC, I don't even know what it stands for, is like you sign up to the course and then you've got this video library and you can just watch it at your own pace. A live cohort course is you sign up to a course, it's running from the 3rd of January to the 24th of February. And in those 6 weeks, you're going to be joining 300 other students and it's going to be live sessions with interactive workshops and homework and this and that. It's a whole like production. And so we started our YouTuber Academy as a live cohort thing. Initially, it was just going to be like a $200 pre-recorded course. But I spoke to 2 chaps, Tiago Forte and David Perel, who had a lot of success making millions with their own live cohorts. And they said, hey, what would it look like if you charged $2,000 for this course rather than $200? And my mind just blew because I could not imagine charging $2,000 for anything, let alone for an online course that I was doing. But I was like, okay, cool, let's give it a go. This, stepping outside of my comfort zone. And so we launched that initial live cohort in 2020. And I expected like 12 people to sign up as a beta tester for the cohort. In reality, 356 people signed up. And overnight, we made like $400,000. And I was just like, oh my fucking God, this is more money. This is like 10 years worth of a salary as a doctor working in the UK.
Yeah, wow.
And I had just taken a break from medicine.
40 grand a year.
Yeah, it's like 40. I was making $40K a year for my first 2 years of working as a doctor. So I made 10 years worth of that salary in like a week because of this live cohort thing. And it was kind of weird because my YouTube channel is about productivity and personal development. It's not about how to grow on YouTube. I'm not trying to be Think Media. Mm-hmm. And yet the product that worked for us was a product about how to grow on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It was kind of weird. We just kept on running that like 8 times. But by around cohort 3, I started to feel the pain of having to show up and say the same stuff again and again. Also,
you have to show up every week, right?
Yeah, because it was like a 6-week course and every week I was doing like 3 sessions a week. It was like hours and hours and hours.
Wow.
And I was just like, you're spieling all about YouTube all the time. But the other thing I didn't like about it was I don't like launch marketing because it's a lot that's riding on this 1 week. And it felt quite stressful because it was like half of our business revenue was coming from these live launches. And we had 3 weeks of the year to sell tickets for these live events. And, it was fine initially when there was so much pent up demand. But then it felt like we had to work harder and harder to convince people to sign up to the course. And that just felt kind of not nice. It's not nice to feel like you're the seller in a transaction. And so we decided 2 years in that, you know what, this is good money, but it's not worth it anymore. It's not worth the stress, it's not worth the headache, it's not worth the headspace that it takes to run live cohorts. Let's just turn it into an evergreen course.
When I worked in online education, it was 98% of people finish alive, but 98% of people do not finish evergreen. How are you seeing it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even with our live, we would charge somewhere between $1,500 and $5,000, depending on which product they were getting. 60%. So only 60% of people would submit the first week homework assignment.
Oh, wow.
And by week 6, we were down to 15% completion rate. And this was a course people have paid thousands of dollars for. It's a live course. There is accountability. We hop on a call with anyone at the drop of a hat. We have a no questions asked money back guarantee. And yet, half of the people don't even submit the first homework assignment. What?
Yeah.
At one point, I sort of realized, you know what? I'm not going to stress out about the fact that some people are not going to take the course. It's totally fine. I've bought loads of courses that I've never taken. I've never even opened them. I've never even logged in. It's fine. Maybe I'll get to it at some point. I was speaking to a friend who does marketing, and he said, probably half the people that buy Peloton don't even unbox the bike. And I still feel kind of weird about it, but I think it's almost like a gym membership. There's always going to be like 80% of people that don't use the gym membership, which actually subsidizes it for everyone else who does.